A very good afternoon to the participants of this webinar, uh, and a warm welcome to all the participants. Myself, Dr. Paawan Sharma, Assistant Professor at the Department of Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering, University of Petroleum and Energy Studies, Dehradun. And I have been here for 4 years, past 4 years, and I'm teaching the subject of machine vision for robotics engineering program. So the purpose of this webinar is to discuss about the M.Tech program of automation and robotics, replacement of humans by robots. So at the end of this webinar, one would be able to appreciate the importance of this M.Tech program and why it has become so popular and very necessary in this current age, not only in this current age, but also the coming near and the far coming future. This would be the presentation outline, starting with the, as usual, introduction, covering the various aspects of automation, robotics, the significance of automation and robotics in the current technical world, the academics portion of this M.Tech program, automation and robotics engineering, the various student activities, the activities in which the students participate for the overall good, and the various industrial collaborations we have not only in terms of research but also in terms of internships and placements, and concluded by question and answer session queries from your end. So to start with, why there is a need of automation and robotics. So there are many reasons, but we would see the major reasons, the main reasons for the huge demand of automation and robotics in various fields of engineering. So the first one is the huge demand for manufactured goods. So we all know that now the demand for the for example FMCG goods or many other goods, manufactured goods ready to consume, are in high demand, and their demand is ever increasing like anything. So this there is a gap in the demand and the supply. To bridge that gap, it is not possible to bridge this gap with only the human intervention. We need uh, good quality machines which are perfect for the given task, so that the demand and gap supply can be shortened. Next very important reason is the shortage of skilled labor in various sectors. So to meet as to the in addition to this point number one, the skilled labor which is required in such industries which manufacture high-end goods, there is a shortage of skilled labor. So various automated and robotic systems are replacing or are filling the void, the gap in that labor area. The next very important reason for the need of automation and robotics is the high precision manufacturing. There are certain products uh, which have to be made with high precision for their efficiency. This is not possible by um, human manufacturing. So definitely machines are required for those purposes. So we will see what are those applications where the such high precision manufacturing is required. We will cover in the coming sections of this webinar. Uh, Fourth one is the consumer products. As needless to say, that many consumer products need such manufacturing. And the last very important need of the hour is the disaster management, where automation and robotics have a is playing a key role and has a very important role in coming future, where in a case of disaster, uh, humans cannot reach and look out at the situation, but a robot can be sent, controlled, from a far distance, and things can be managed. So it is very necessary to give overview of the present scenario of automation and robotics, so that students find himself or herself acquainted with it. So I'm starting with the robotics in the present scenario. So uh, we have tried to collect the important areas in which the robots have their good presence, and the areas are very charming, they are very attractive, they have huge potential. So to start with, this biomimetic robots are some kind of robots which mimic the life, the human mimic. They copy the human actions. So essentially, we are trying to make robots which are more human-like, and not only in looking but also in actions. So to give you an example, like MIT, in the MIT lab of the biomimetic robotic engineering, there are certain projects like Hermes project, Super Mini Cheetah project, and so on. These names which I am taking, these are very recent and very popular projects at the biomimetic robotics lab. So next is the autonomous cars. This is something which um, everyone has here very soon. Also known as the driverless cars, self-driving cars. Many companies are participating, like Google, Uber, Tesla, to name a few, but many more companies are there. But there is a huge potential of robotics in this area of autonomous car or autonomous transportation. Next, very interesting area is the ocean science, where uh, specially designed robots are used to explore the deep sea, where normal uh, boats or normal ships cannot go, or humans cannot go. So, for example, there is a research institute, Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute. They have many robots like Alvin, Sentry, JSON, which are for the deep sea exploration and inspection purpose. So, robotics is a major um, help to such areas. Next, a very promising area is the nanomedical engineering, where nanomedical robots are designed and are in a very advanced stage of their before implementation. They are advanced stage of designing. So, for example, to give you an example of what kind of nanomedical robot can be there, like Rice University has demonstrated a single molecule car in the field of this nano robot. That car is actually a single molecule. So one can appreciate the dimensions in which the robots are being made. So this is essentially zero point 0.1 to 10 micrometer range. Next area is the defense or military industry, and everyone is aware of the use of UAV drones in the warfare, not only in the warfare but in the rescue operations and exploration, various geoscience explorations. Also, UAV drones are being used. So, drones is just an example, but there are many other robots in this area. The very next very important area is the aerospace and the avionics area, where it is impossible to make, or it is very difficult to make um, spaceships or the aircrafts uh, with high precision, because a lot of operations are needed in the manufacture of such aircrafts or spaceships, like drilling, fastening, welding, sealing, rigidity. So these all operations, the drilling and these operations, they are totally done by robots, because they need high precision. And lastly, the integrated systems. I have included this because it is not a single robot which is always completing a system, but it is majorly a combination of various robots which work together in a single environment, and they make a integrated systems. Means many robots in the same objectives. So such systems are integrated systems. So in automated processes, industrial robots are programmed and outfitted for the desired purpose. Looking at the automation in the present scenario, it is not like that automation and robotics are independent entities and I have to discuss the major applications of robotics and automation separately, but they are interlinked, they are overlapping. So regarding automation, if you see, the key application areas is in the food industry. So every one of us watch various programs on TV where it is shown that how this product is manufactured or how this food is made. This some various products are made. So basically, food industry is a major uh, example of automation industry. It also requires the cleanliness to be maintained. That's why we do not want any human intervention to maintain the sanctity of the process. So more automation processes are involved, requiring less humans. In power plants also a lot of automation processes are there, not only for its normal operation but for its safety and regulation also. For example, if certain safety critical situations arises, the power plant has to shut down or some action has to be taken. So these aspects of a power plant are automated in process because humans cannot be trusted in such conditions at all the times. For example, assembly line in automated manufacturing plants. We generally see cars or vehicles being manufactured in an assembly line. So many robots one can see there, different kind of robots. Someone is pick and place, someone is welding robot. So there are different types of robots in an assembly line in such manufacturing plants. Welding, as I already mentioned you, like in aerospace and this, but it cannot be only the aerospace or avionics. Like some pressure vessel are welded, some portions of the pressure vessel design are there in some say power plant. Then the pressure vessel has to be welded very accurately. So robots are there for that purpose. Automatic storage management, driverless car. So this is also an example of automated process. So these are the key automation areas. Now, when we look at the future, how would we justify the significance of automation and robotics? So, I would like to highlight 6 areas which are not the only areas, but these are very promising in present times and in the coming future. So, the first one is the space programs. So, as we all know, many countries are trying for different uh, travel plans to the planets, to moons. So the engineering involved in all these programs is a very good example of robotics and automation uh, system, uh, where the system lands at the certain planet, it opens automatically and it moves around, collects samples, and sends back to the earth where the data is processed. From the earth it is being controlled. Not only it is being controlled, but they are smart also. If some they align their navigation to prevent any mishappening. So likewise, a lot of scope is there, an application is there in the field of space programs. Similarly, in satellite communication, so satellite communication is ever growing. Our space is filled with so many satellites. So there is a huge potential of automation and robotics. Like solar panel has to of a satellite has to realign itself for better efficiency. There are many systems which are automated, and there are many robots inside. those systems. The third highly significant application is in the areas of biomedical engineering, where I have already discussed that nanomedical nanorobots. So it is possible in near future that a certain disease or certain bad part of the inside of your body can be removed without cutting the body from outside, but sending some nanorobots through a pill inside the body, and the nanorobots, which are of the nanoscale level, they will reach to the affected area of the body, and they will perform the designated task, and they will come out of the body. So it is also one of the promising areas for automation and robotics, especially robotics. Navigation, as we have already discussed, the many companies are developing their models for driverless cars. Currently, it is restricted to cars. It can go to the other modes of transport in coming future also. The fifth is the manufacturing sector. It is I have already mentioned that in manufacturing sector, so much of automation and robotic systems are in place, and those systems also have to improvise. New systems have to come. They have to be optimized, better efficiency on various parameters. Their efficiency has to improve. So, manufacturing sector is always looking for improved version of uh, such automated systems. And the lastly is the consumer electronics. So to give you an example of consumer electronics, like we have seen automatic floor cleaning robots, which is a very basic example of consumer electronics for a robotic uh, system application. So many other consumer electronics are in near future. So the point is to highlight the fact that automation and robotics is very important for the future, and we cannot deny the involvement of automated processes in the coming future, and so is the importance of the subject. So coming back to the main objective of this webinar, that what is the M.Tech automation and robotics at UPES Dehradun. So what is the role M.Tech automation and robotics engineering um, plays in the below mentioned things. So this M.Tech automation and robotics engineering degree will serve as a source of high technology learning and its derivatives. So in the coming slides, you will see that what are the subjects one will undergo if opted for M.Tech automation and robotics. So those are generally high technology learning, and the derivatives in terms of the applications of those learnings, say system development. I will give you some examples of certain derivatives. Various automation and robotics related activities such as industrial automation, mechanism, embedded systems, sensors, and actuators. Students who undergo this program gain substantial understanding of designing various robotic or automated systems. Essentially, this is the same as the second point number two. One, that developing the applications as in the form of derivatives. So when I will show the slide for various M.Tech projects which our students do here at UPS, one would be able to appreciate the kind of learning, the facilities in developing those application and systems. So what is the admission process for this M.Tech? M.Tech minimum 60% in 10th, 12th and B.Tech. Since it is an interdisciplinary branch of electronics engineering, electrical engineering, computer science engineering, mechanical engineering, graduate students of these and related branches can opt for M.Tech in automation and robotics, because it is a very wide area, automation and robotics. So a lot of involvement of electronics is there, uh, in the form of embedded systems, the control, the smart systems, the smartness of the system, electrical, definitely with perspective of with the various actuators, the motors, the drives, relays, etc. Uh, one can design a machine or a robot where on detecting a particular pattern, some action can be taken. Say, on detecting a face against a door, if that face resembles some family member, the gate can open automatically. This is a very basic application. Here we have seen the detection of face, but one can develop a system where any pattern can be detected. So robots which are intelligent, which are able to appreciate the uh, information content in the form of patterns and taking necessary actions thereby. Very important subject is the robotic control system, which is an extension to the control system engineering, normally read in UG. It is specifically starting with the basics of control system and then specifically moving ahead for the robotic control systems and also electives and labs. And the second year, as I already mentioned, it is for fully for major projects, semester 3 and 4 for major projects. So these are some of the elective subjects: artificial intelligence and neural network. This is very important subject since it is also involved in the image processing machine vision, where a lot of machine vision algorithms are developed using neural networks, artificial neural networks. The intelligence is provided to the machine due to some logic. So this is very important subject: system modeling and identification, nano robotics, wireless sensor networks. It is also very important since not only one robot. Suppose there are more than one, or there are more than one robot which work in network mode. They communicate with each other and take necessary actions. Then advanced image processing, and then optimization techniques. Now, I would like to mention what are the related professional softwares which we have at UPS. So, for machine vision based applications, students learn OpenCV not only through the subject, but also there are certain workshops, trainings are conducted where students learn different softwares apart from the regular curriculum, academic curriculum. So OpenCV is one such. It is open source computer vision. So many application students developed here with the help of OpenCV using either C, C++ or Python on many embedded platforms, say Raspberry Pi, or even their laptops, or various other many other embedded platforms are available. Scilab and MATLAB. So a lot of numerical computation is involved in developing, not only in developing a robotic system, but when the robot works in real, so a lot of computation goes behind the machine. So to understand and appreciate that numerical computation, the Scilab and MATLAB are very good softwares. So there is also the Indra Works Engineering Programmable Logic Control PLC. So we have a Center of Excellence in collaboration with the. So as I already just mentioned, Bosch Rexroth Center for Excellence. So you can see the snapshots. Now coming to the student participation, how student can participate, learn and grow at UPS doing this program. So there are various formats for that at regular intervals of time during the course. So Urja, Ignite, Urja is the cultural fest, Ignite is the technical fest of the UPS. So students participate in these events. Actually, students use these platforms, especially the Ignite, to demonstrate what they have learned and what they have developed. say some robots they have developed, and they will showcase it in Ignite. Then the PSI, placement selection improvement, where when the students will face the recruitment process, so what are how to improve their chances of getting selected by improvising their skills, technical aptitude. Then another is the PEP, personality enhancement program. Since the personality of students is also very important when recruiters come and look for potential candidates. So a program, dedicated program for their personality enhancement is there. Then subject related program. RISE is a very good step in that area, the research initiative for students of engineering, where students are scrutinized when they apply for certain idea, and if selected, they are given the support, full technical and financial support for the selected reasons, and they develop their prototypes under the mentorship of certain faculties. And PST, just in the previous slide, I mentioned that apart from the academic curriculum, the special softwares are taught to the students under certain training programs. So PST is one such program, professional software training. So, how do those program students or students in general interact with industry? Definitely in terms of in the form of internships and trainings, placements, projects, placement readiness and preparedness, because sometimes the companies themselves demonstrate or showcase what they expect from the students, and eventually it helps students to improvise their skills so that they get placed, their chances improves. And guest lectures, so we call many guest faculties, academicians, industry people to teach our students what's going on in the industry or what is the latest topic, technical topic. So, like guest lectures are conducted. So these are, you can look at the some of the career options for a robotics or automation engineer, robotics engineer application. Likewise, these are few of the major career options. Coming to the some of the major recruiting companies at UPS, High Tech Robotics, Fano, Tal, Rexroth was, and we have a center of excellence for this company also at UPS, Larsen and Toubro, Mahindra Mahindra, Ascot, Phi Robotics, and many of our students are working in some of these companies. Coming to what are the guest lectures, our training we conduct, say electronic design and future trends by Professor D.V. Gadre, by NSIT Delhi, networking by Mr. R. Basu, embedded systems on Arduino, Dr. Rajesh Singh, VLSI design, Dr. Radesh Kumar. So all the facilities which are needed for these conducting these trainings are available at our labs at UPS, Department of Robotics. Then for numerical computation, the workshop is conducted. Automation technology, in that Bosch establishment, 1 week workshop on automation technology. Then to understand the dynamics and physical mechanical systems, Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, assistant professor, and many other guest lectures and training. These are some of the snapshots of the trainings which are conducted. So you can see these students. Now, what is the outcome of all these uh, actions, activities is in terms of achievements, and we are proud to have so many achievements in our bag. I would not mention all the achievements because it is not possible for me to discuss, but very recent achievements I will share with you. So very recently, in fact 2 to 3 days back, students of M.Tech Robotics Engineering have won multiple prizes in the robotics competition held at IIT Roorkee. The team from the M.Tech first year robotics engineering won first prize in this Posinon There was a cash prize attached with it. The same team also won the third prize, and there are other teams also which won the prize at this prestigious event. On 18 September, very inspiring event was hosted for engaging youth to start their own company, entrepreneurship. So this was blessed by the presence of Honorable CM, by the then Honorable CM of Uttarakhand, Mr. Harish Rawat. So UPS sent 14 teams, out of which 33 were selected for the final presentation. So these are some names of those teams: MTECH UAV, which was designed by the robotics student, Department of Electronics, Instrumentation and Control Engineering, UPS. And several other achievements are there, like project title Ekagraha has been selected in the competition for a laureate award for excellence, and it was held in Spain. Then project title Autonomous Rescue Robot. It was showcased at the Uttarakhand State Science and Technology Congress (UPES) by our M.Tech students under the guidance of Mr. Vivek Kondal. Then there is a project Cars Thermoregulation and System by our M.Tech students P. Swami Sairam and others under the guidance of Dr. Rajesh Singh. And Archit Agarwal has won the best project for his project Total Cloud Surveillance. He is a UG student, and at state level he has won the in the scene of electronics. Sajal Sharma, Asmita Singh, M.Tech students, they were awarded Engaging Young India Award, some cash prize under the guidance of Dr. Rajesh Singh. So this was the robot which I just mentioned, the Ekagraha. This is the in-house developed robot at the Robotics Engineering lab of the department. This was sent to the Spain, and these are few of the major projects of robotics engineering. So I wanted to discuss this because it is very good to see what students are doing for their project by learning all these subjects. So definitely a good project has to come out in the form of application. So number one, control of a 5 degree of freedom dual arm manipulator to perform a buy hold operation by Ajay Balkrishnan. So the student developed the whole architecture, the mechanics behind it, the control, the embedded systems, modeling and control of an articulated manipulator by Sunil Sandhi, design, fabrication and implementation of automated dispensing system, aerial image processing for disaster management, dynamics and control of two-wheeled self-balancing robot, design and optimization of mobile rover for automation, automated navigation, performance comparison of single link flexible manipulator using fuzzy logic and PID control, visual tracking system using cable suspended camera, autonomous three-wheeled mobile robot for mapping using Raspberry Pi, UAV based surveillance system by Sajal Sharma. So these are a few of the major projects, very recent projects, which I have tried to showcase. So this it is a wide spectrum covering from control systems, from mechanics and mechanism to machine vision to disaster management, and covering many aspects of the robotic systems. So these are the snapshots of such where the first one you can see is the differential car, the differential vehicle. The below one you can see is the automatic solar power panel cleaning robot. These are all in-house developed by the students. This is the snapshot of the Rexroth Bosch Center of Excellence. So the very important point is that the PLCs which are present or which are used in this Center of Excellence, those are industrial grade. Means a student who will work and learn and work on these PLCs uh, will better understand the needs and the requirements of the industry, since the PLCs are themselves are industrial grade, not of the different grades. So students is better find himself acquainted with the real time real life situations in the industry. Again, this is the robot. That robot was Pratham. This is the Ekagraha robot. These are in-house developed, and you can see the students participating in various events where they develop their robots and participate. So thank you for patient listening. Now I would welcome any question and answers, queries. So I can see Mr. Harshit Dang. I have questions, but about B.Tech robotics. Since this webinar is about M.Tech robotics and engineering, so I think next is Mr. Guru Kalyan Rohit. How about the placements for robotics and automation at UPS? So, as I already shown you the list of the prospective recruiters uh, for this program. So many of our students are working in these companies, say TAL or High Tech Robotics and many other companies. The placement is good. Further details about the status of the that can be inquired with the corresponding team. So more questions are welcome. Students are encouraged to ask as many questions